Hello, and welcome to a very, very late night edition, at least in terms of recording, of Raiders franchise. We got ourselves the offseason. I'm in for the long haul as it's almost 12:50 in the morning. It's the first of the month. Plan on getting this episode out later today, hopefully out at noon Eastern. Alright, so quick update because it's currently almost 1 o'clock Eastern on the 6th of July. You're probably wondering why this video didn't come out. So for recording all these videos, I had Photoshop and Premiere Pro all packaged into one with my school. And now that I've graduated, they have officially kicked us off it at the start of July. And with a bunch of work, grad party, thank you notes, and a bunch of other stuff, I had not gotten around to finding a good alternative replacement for it. Because I'm not going to just pay all that money not to own something, because it's so stupid. It's like $36 a month each for both of those programs, and I can never actually own it. I just have to keep throwing money at the well. So that's why this video is so late. But yeah, that's about it. So back to the video. But to save me some time, let's get into our off-season video. So first things first, in season recap, the Baltimore Ravens have won their third Super Bowl. The Cowboys lose in the Super Bowl to a score of 31-25. Mahomes wins MVP. Jonathan Gannon wins Coach of the Year. Ray McLeod wins Offensive Player of the Year. Max Crosby wins Defensive Player of the Year. Marcus Rogers of the Cowboys wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Michael Walls. Now, in terms of the mock draft, we've already talked about how we want Gio Cousins. He is easily the best player in this draft class by a country mile. There isn't a single thing he's bad at. I'm willing to give up an arm and a leg to go up and get him. We have pick number 23 and I believe 26. Yep, right there. If we would be unable to move up to get our guy, as where is the other corner? I'm so confused. Leon Thomas is my CB2 in this class. No, he's not. Wait, where is the other corner? Wait, where is the other corner? It's Shaden Meadows, who I want as my my CB2 of the class, and I don't see him in this mock draft at all. They don't have Shane Meadows going the first round. We know he's a true top 5 talent in this draft class. There's also a couple housekeeping things that we need to talk about while we get into the off season. I want to move off Christian Wilkins' contract as wow, we have some superstar devs. Jordan Davis got superstar development. That's a new happening. Give him goal line stuff, and run committed will work fine for us. As Colton Miller also got superstar development. I can give him a whole lot. Give him threat detector. Give him Matador and give him post up. I think those are the best for offensive tackles. If you know a better set, please let me know. Nolan Smith, with his incredible season, also is getting superstar development. I'll give him buy one, get one, and then extra credit. Looking at players who retired Khalil Mack, we thought about bringing him in last year. We decided to stick with Andy Carter. Jordan Poyer, Cowboys legend DeMarcus Lawrence, Demario Davis, Bobby Wagner. DeAndre Hopkins has retired. Taysom Hill and Andy Dalton, so we now have no quarterbacks on roster. Travis Kelce has officially called it a career. Lane Johnson, Von Miller, who's a Dolphin now. Kevin Byard has retired. Graham Gano. Stephon Gilmore, Matt Prater after 10 million years. Ezekiel Elliott, Devondre Campbell. Jason Pierre-Paul was still available in this game. I had no idea he was still around. When it comes to cap space, Nolan Smith, as we'll talk about that in a minute, will get his 5th-year option accepted. Tyree Wilson, we're not going to pick it up. Kevontae Turpin, I kind of want to bring back. I'm willing to give you a 3-year deal. He kind of doesn't want to be here. If he doesn't take the deal, he's excited to stay with us. 2 years, $5 million, not half bad for one of the best kick returners in the game. Odell Beckham Jr., he's now a 67 overall. It does not make sense for us to retain him. Austin Hooper will not be coming back either. So we're going to decline the 5th-year option on Tyree Wilson. He will be back, but he'll probably be traded. And we're going to let OBJ go in free agency. We are now into the heart of free agency. Things that I'm looking for. We have the proper amount of tight ends on roster, so we're fine there. We're going to need to either draft or sign at least a backup quarterback. I want to move off Christian Wilkins, and if I can package Tyree Wilson and Baker together and try and find a way to move up to number 1, that would be much, much loved. As this defense is just coming together so beautifully. If you would have told me this is what the defense would look like in a year's time, I would have told you you're crazy. This defense looks insane. Another man that I'm not sure about his future with the team is Trey Tucker. He just has not been able to stay healthy these past couple years. If we take a look at the numbers he's put up for us, right? He was hurt for a lot of last year. And then he was hurt for a lot of this year too, and he just wasn't very useful. He didn't get used for us. Just looking at the stat sheet, I'm assuming weeks 1, 2, 3, he kind of just wasn't there, and then he was out for the end of the year. He never really got used. He had a couple big games early on, but he's just not a viable guy to keep paying. And he might be someone that we look to trade starting in free agency. The first things that I'm seeing entering free agency is we have a couple good linebackers. Not something we need is Josh Simmons was not retained by this Chiefs team. I would love to bring him in. I know we have Abraham Lucas, but this now becomes 2 elite tackles. We can move Abraham Lucas for something, as I'm willing to give him just shy of $20 million, and I'll make it a 7-year deal. There's a lot of green on that deal. It's a 4-way tie for number 1 for Josh Simmons, so not expecting to retain him. Savone Revel is here in free agency. He looks fairly good. Don't know if I want to offer on him. He should have plenty of value later on, as Amon Membu is also here. Not as good as Josh Simmons, but at that point I would almost rather keep as Ray McCloud. The reigning offensive player of the year is sitting here in free agency. Makes it kind of interesting. I think before we go out and make any other big signings, we're going to try and make our trades first. So for a trade package of Christian Wilkins and our 2 first-round picks, we could go out and get A.J. Terrell if we wanted to. We could get Joshua Hines-Allen, who is not a part of my plan. Christian Gonzalez, 3 years younger star dev. Devon Witherspoon is also here. I'm looking at A.J. Terrell. It's not significantly more for Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez is going to have to be paid when we know that A.J. Terrell is going to be under contract for, I believe, a couple more years. His contract is 2 more years. We might go ahead and get our finalized CB room by trading for A.J. Terrell. This might be the move. I want to see what it looks like if I just try and trade Christian Wilkins for him. The final trade for A.J. Terrell. We get off Christian Wilkins' contract. We get rid of Eric Stokes, right? That replaces CB for CB in this room. We give up a first-round pick, which I believe is the Rams. Then 2 second-round picks for a superstar X-Factor CB. What was huge about making that trade is we were able to hang on to our 2 first-round picks this year, a first-round pick next year, and then the year after that. We don't have a lot of picks in 2027 as it's a first, third, and then 6th. We still have plenty of picks this year, 2 firsts, a 4th, a 5th, 2 6th, and a 7th. That's perfectly fine. We can work with that, especially when we don't really have that many needs. Like, wide receiver, Trey Tucker is going to get moved. I'm going to see what we can bring back for him. So for Trey Tucker and Darrell Baker, I can bring in Cooper Kupp. Or I could bring in this kid, or I could bring in Xavier Legette. I believe Xavier Legette needs to be extended at the end of this year. Actually, no, he doesn't. Xavier Legette wouldn't be a half-bad third receiver. He's still cheap for 2 years. It's a small, minimal upgrade. But we're also getting a little bit of picks back for the future. I don't know if this deal realistically makes sense, but Xavier Legette has stayed healthy in his career, and he's more of an outside, he's probably a better outside receiver. So we can keep Jack Batch. Xavier Legette would be the 2 outsides, and then Lauderdale could be in the slot. I think that's what I like with this offense, maybe. I could try Brock Bowers as a slot receiver and have like a 2 tight end formation. That could be something we look to try. I'm not entirely sure what to do with these 2 guys, because we kind of have extra DBs at this point. I'm holding off on trades for now. Doesn't mean I'm going to for that much longer. Justin Fields, I like a lot as a backup. Jalen Milroe, I think I like a lot more, as this is insane money. I'm not paying you this much money. You are a backup bridge quarterback. You can like the $8 million I give you, and you can like it, buddy. Like, realistically, no one is going to give you more. Or we go ahead and bring in Joe Milton. We lower the money, and we bring back old friend Joe Milton. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to withdraw offer. And we're going to go after Joe Milton. And then for the third string quarterback, that's a little rich for me still. We can just scroll all the way down. And just find a vet. Mason Rudolph. I'll round up, give you $4 million. Mason Rudolph can be the third string quarterback. Now for our targeted players. Josh Simmons, Joe Milton, and Mason Rudolph. We can take a look as we did not end up bringing in Josh Simmons. He goes to the Jags. Amon Membu also goes to the Jags. Jags just rebuilt their entire offensive line. As we did bring in Mason Rudolph. Browns trying to sneak into the Joe Milton sweepstakes. Not that worried about that as of right now. Rasheed Walker, not needed at all. Looking at guys that are kind of out here, I don't really know what would be useful. Is Christian Watson. I understand he's not interested at all, but actually, it's not even worth putting an offer out. I mean, that's kind of exactly who I'd want my third receiver to be, a true, tall, fast outside guy. I just don't really know what to do without that guy. Is Ray McLeod goes to the Giants. We do now need another D tackle on roster. I'm going to give some money out to DJ Reader. I'll give DJ Reader a 2-year deal. I think that seems fair. We can go ahead and look at some linebacker depth. CJ Mosley isn't bad. He's wanting $5 million to be a vet, like backup linebacker. I'm fine with that. Just bring in some veteran depth. In terms of our targeted players, we are tied with DJ Reader. So I'm going to give him a little bit more money than what he's actually asking for. And we're going to try and bring in DJ Reader, CJ Mosley, and Joe Milton. The Evo period. We bring in Reader and Mosley. Come on, bro. Just come back. Please just come back. 10 mil, Joe Milton. Come on. Welcome home, Joe Milton. You're going to be the best backup quarterback we have. And you fit the scheme almost perfectly. Here's something we now know. Is that when I was looking to try and trade up with the Browns don't have a quarterback on roster right now. So there's nothing they can do. 49ers have the number 2 overall pick. I want Gio Cousins badly to round out this DB room. And I'm willing to give them a lot for it. To get number 2, it cost us both of our first round picks this year and our own 2028 pick, which I had to use strategically because it is projected to be number 1 overall in 2 years' time, which we do not plan on being that bad ever. So trading CJ Mosley, I know we just acquired him, but we're getting a lot of draft picks back. We're getting a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th to add to our current draft class. Mosley, I wanted to bring in as just a depth linebacker. We kind of end up not needing him. And I'm also realizing that there's probably also cheaper options that I can go out and get now. So we're basically almost like tag and trading him for picks. As the new instant replacement to CJ Mosley, we're going to go get Tyrell Dodson. Looks like we should be easily his number 1 offer, which he is now coming down to Las Vegas. Right outside linebacker. Also could use a little teeny tiny bit of depth. Doesn't need to be anything completely insane. As looks like we'll bring in Shaquille Barrett, on a very, very small low-key deal, just to kind of be a body. Our free agent class: DJ Reader, CJ Mosley traded, Tyrell Dodson, Joe Milton, Mason Rudolph, and Shaquille Barrett. This is a great-looking free agency class. A bunch of scheme fits and a bunch of very versatile players that are going to help for years to come. And looking at our draft picks, we have a first, 2 4s, 2 5ths, 3 6s, which I can use to try and move up into the 3rd round, which is probably what I'm going to do. So it will be Baker's contract, a 5th, a 4th, and 2 6ths will get me a fairly high 3rd round pick in this year's draft. So we now have number 2 overall and then a 3rd round pick. We still have a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th to play with. For our scouting private workouts, there's a couple players I want to know about. They're a little bit farther down the board. I want to know about Sean Conley. I want to find out a little bit more about Ben Hatcher. And then Connor O'Neal, I also want to learn a little bit more about. I want to figure out as much as I possibly can about this draft class. So Connor O'Neal, he looked like he was going to be a very, very solid pass protecting tackle. Someone that would be cheaper, not very physically gifted, and then finding out now that he can't do anything in the run blocking category. He was B to D, and now it's just straight D, so he is not someone we are going to be considering at the back end. Geo Cousins is going to be our pick. There's just so many good DBs, and probably normally you'd look at it and be like, well, why would you want to move up? As we know, Ben Hatcher is a true round 1 to 2. I really like Jahil McGill, as he looks like he could be a very fun player. F injury is scary though, and that's what's going to ultimately push me back. Is we already have a lot of injuries that, or like just in general, we don't need to have all of our guys out for the year. We are now into the NFL draft. It's 2026. We have the number 2 overall pick after moving up. We've done a lot of moving in the draft for this season alone, as we are looking to try and make this our year. The Browns are on the clock. They will go ahead and select quarterback out of where? Where are you from, buddy? As it's just not going to tell us anything. It was Matthew McIntry. If we remember about Matthew, he at UCLA, he ended up having a season-ending ACL surgery, if I'm not mistaken. The only reason why I know that is because it popped up on like the little get to know. Now, we do have the options here. We could take Joey McCollum. Absolutely not. Geo Cousins. We could take Lonnie Thomas. We're going to weigh all the options. Lonnie Thomas, maybe a little bit more of a twitch athlete. Actually, let's just sort by talent. As we actually know, all the top 5 talents in this class are DBs. This is ridiculous. Shaden Meadows, Courtney James, Devon Garrard, Lonnie Thomas. This is ridiculous. How are they all top 5 talents? But there's one talent that's not like the rest. And it's Geo Cousins out of Mississippi State. Geo Cousins Welcome to Vegas. Roger Goodell announcing the pick. There's a lot of cheers, and here comes Geo Cousin. He's dapping up the commissioner and giving him a big hug as he will be the latest Raider. Looking at our draft class, Dennis Tart wasn't as good as we thought he was. Unfortunately, simming that pick is going to hurt us. As if we look at the third round, I kind of want to see what went after us at that spot. If it was anyone I was actively looking at. There's nothing that I was really eyeballing. As Cole Zahn I was looking at ends up being a decent player. Same with Bo Porter. No real absolute steals as I'm scrolling down. Nate Harris, this CB class was just absolutely full of elite players. Scrolling down, another corner, a halfback that's actually fairly good. In the 5th round, hidden dev out of Duke. Looking at the top players in this draft, number 1 overall player, Geo Cousins, was tied with Leon Thomas. Shane Meadows was one behind. And then the rest of the, it was a fairly top-heavy class. A couple really good players off the board. A couple second-round picks were top players. No real late steals, except for Nate Harris. Nate Harris is going to end up being a very solid player, although only normal dev. We are into training camp in the big 2026. We got a couple challenges that we got to do in training camp. One of them especially being target passing. This could get Mike Davis up to a true 85 overall, as that's a nice throw. I'm going to quickly complete this challenge, and I'll see you guys after that. For wide receiver battle now, we're going to do Alexander Lauderdale. He's going to be the one that's being tasked actually to get open on A.J. Terrell, as that's a nice quick route. Bringing in A.J. Terrell is only going to make it harder for my wide receivers, as that's unfortunate. That will be a restart for us. I'll be back after this drill. Now that I'm done with the training camps that I plan on doing, we have our press conference for our preseason agendas. Off-season press conference. Sorry, I just got done choking on Mountain Dew. Hey everybody. Coach, let's talk about the last few months. You said in February we'd win the draft by selecting a difference maker in April. That's right. And oh boy, did we draft a difference maker. Found a difference maker yet? Absolutely. On defense. Tell us what position. Secondary. Corner. We should all know. He should be CB3 for me. The goal was to draft an 80 overall player. The goal was to draft an 80 overall player. Everyone is now playing. Oh, is it because I didn't refresh? I didn't refresh, so he wasn't in the slot, so it actually didn't count. Madden is the dumbest fucking game on planet Earth. I'm going to now lose -1 to almost all my players and -2 to most of my key offensive pieces. Oh my god, it's so stupid. We have simulated our first preseason game. We are now having an offensive coordinator meeting. Ready for a press conference this week. I wonder if I'm going to get fucked over. Ask me about a position battle. Be careful what you commit to. Okay, this is going to be something ridiculous again, right? Next question. A right end position battle according to most experts. Which stat will determine the winner of the battle between Nolan Smith? Most tackles for loss. We'll check back at the end. No more questions. Okay. There should not be a battle for them at all. Right? There should not. If we're going to go ahead and take a look at the types of players that we are talking about here. One is an 84 overall, one is a 76 overall. There is no difference. A superstar versus a normal dev. There is no position battle here. The position battle is in your head. There is no position battle. What are we talking about? So when it comes to that meeting, I'll probably skip it if it talks about position battle, so I'll ignore that completely. As press conference for training camp, good morning, time to kick off the offseason. In the middle of camp, I've got some roster questions for you. Great, let's go. Outside linebacker Andy Carter. What about the young kid? We already know he's got great zone coverage. Let's get him as good of a tackler as possible. Then he can factor in a little bit more defensively. And then sideline conversation with a certain player. Practice field. Apparently we bring some fans in to watch us practice. As it's going to be Nolan Smith. My personality can be a problem sometimes. Hold the skip. I don't want you to change. There we go. That should get his morale back upward. There we go. Plus 20 to his morale. That will at least erase some of the horse shit that was the other week. In terms of players that need to be upgraded, Colton Miller, we're going to upgrade his agile. So he's almost back to another upgrade anyway. As he continues to progress his way into being one of the best tackles in the entire game. And then slowly becoming one of the best receivers in the entire game, Jack Batch. 82 overall playmake, 86 overall deep threat, so an 86 overall receiver. And then Daniel Manuel will not be making this team, I'm sorry. I understand there's not much structure to this part, but the preseason over, it looks like our position battle is complete. The reason why I'm doing this, Nolan Smith Jr. won the battle. I said leader in tackles for loss. He didn't have a tackle for loss. You're right. Wilson won it. There we go. The team's gained +5 morale. He won the position battle. He's not playing. But that's beside the point. Literally, did I or did I not select? I wanted it to be tackles for loss. That's the stats right there. Ridiculous. Can the fans expect from your defense, we're going to shut down the run? We're not going to allow, at the end of the season, what would be considered successful. I want to give up 75 or less. I mean, that's what we did last year. And I think we're a better team this year than we were last year. Significantly. Now, some players need some upgrades before we get to the cuts. Mike Davis is with us lying to the players about who is going to be our starting right tackle. That's going to give us back to a base morale. which is huge for us. Andy Carter, with a pass coverage upgrade, is now up to a 78 overall, playing up to a 79. The LSU product. Left tackle Kyron Omega. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna bother butchering your name. I'm so sorry if you're watching this, as I'm almost an hour 30 into recording. It's 2:15, and Daniel Manuel. I mean, he just doesn't have enough kick power. That's just the issue. He doesn't have enough kick power. If he had higher kick power, as he's only getting accuracies, he's not gonna make this team. He wasn't going to beat out A.J. Cole anyway. I just wanted to see if I could stumble into luck twice. As we're going to go ahead. We're going to go to all. Thomas Harper. He had an insane pick last year. On a Hail Mary play. Or no, the year prior. Or who was it that had the huge pick on the interception? It might be someone else. Anyway. His time is done. He will not be making this team. We will move him to the practice squad for now. Nick Ortega kind of has to stay here. LaShawn McDaniels is a sick name. It's not good enough to keep him on roster, though. Quarterbacks, those are our quarterbacks. I'm fine with that. Running backs. Mike Winslow is going to be the one. Dylan Laube is going to be the man placed on the practice squad. Fullback, we have Bryce Alexander. Wide receivers, we have Jack Betch. We have Lauderdale. We have Trey Tucker. Thornton is here. Devontae Turpin is here. Dakota Baker is here. Paul Rhodes is also hanging around. Tyrell Schaefer is not going to make this team. And neither is Alex Mendorano. He will not be making this team. At tight end, we have 3 tight ends, and that's how it's going to be. At left tackle, I don't think we can cut any of them. I do know Keith is not making this team. At center, we're fine there. Right guard, we're fine there. And neither of these 2 guys are going to be making this team. I'm sorry, but I already have DJ Glaze, and then I already have 2 others in Kyron and Charles Grant for backups. I don't need any more. Juan Davis is going to be kept around just for a little bit. Tyree Wilson might get cut later on. Can't really move off any of these defensive tackles, so they will stay put for now. Marnie Burney is hanging on by a thread. I think Shaq Barrett has to be the one to go. We signed Shaq Barrett in the offseason. He will not survive the cuts. As our top 3 corners are just absolutely elite. Jeff Kidd, fun name, okay player, we'll keep him around. Kai Blue Kelly, I'm sorry, you're gone. Devontae Green has been a great kick returner for us. We're going to move Marcus Hall. So now we have 4 true corners and then 2 good backups. Free safety, Julian Love is solid. Trey Taylor is going to remain on this team. Dennis Tart will be put to the practice squad. If we lose him, it's kind of whatever. Kicker. It's a controversial decision with 3 less kick power than Daniel Carlson and freeing up $2 million. Daniel Carlson will be let go. In terms of punters, AJ Cole's one of the best in the league. Daniel is not. We now need to cut 3 more players. We will be sending these fine gentlemen. They tried getting me to cut Mari Burney. That will not be the case. Right before the season starts, this will be the roster. This roster looks significantly better than it did in the past, as this will Kavontae Turpin back to being our kick returner. Specialist Gio Cousins they currently have in the slot. Porter is the second slot. Trey Tucker is not going to be allowed to remain, as Redmond is going to be the rush D tackle 2. I don't know what to do with DJ Reader right now, because we have that 2 young kids. One is a true like this kid Jones is a true like nose tackle, right, giant guy. I almost feel like we shouldn't waste DJ Reader by playing him there. I'm going to have Greg Jones be our defensive tackle 2. Reader is there just in case. Redmond will be the rush D tackle 2. So we have brute force against the run, and then like a lane clogger, and then Redmond can be the fast guy off the end. And then Gio Cousins, can't I go ahead and see, as I don't know if I'm going to let him keep 39. Thought might be a last second change. As we're going to go to manage staff, we're going to go to franchise, view talent tree, and I want to actually unlock the ability for Gio Cousins. We've seen enough. Gio Cousins, what you got in store for us? He is a superstar X factor. I'm going to give him bottleneck, on ball, and flat zone KO if he's going to be in the slot. Kind of have him into shorter routes. Gio Cousins is going to end up being one of the greatest players in franchise history. I can already tell you that. Now it's time we can choose the draft class. Keep auto-generated rookies. And it doesn't look like there's 2 quarterbacks and there's a lot of defense. A lot of defense. Set season goal. Our season goal is to win the Super Bowl. Week 1 against the Ravens is going to be tough, as we have a really tough schedule to start the year. Ravens week 1, 49ers week 2, Chargers week 3. We're coming out of the gate swinging, but we're going to be more than ready. So, as I am now almost an hour and 40 minutes into recording, I'm going to have some fun editing, as it's 2:24 a.m. I'm going to be done recording, and I'm going to go get some quick rest and then get back up to edit this video later. Thank you so much for watching Car Sports. My name is Andrew Carr. Thank you so much for watching.